Hey guys, Preston here. Welcome back to KMA Cine Talk. Today we are going to be talking about the season 2 premiere of Peacemaker on HBO Max. It came out just a couple of days ago, and I got around to watching it, and I wanted to talk about it. Just the preface, I guess my take might be semi-unique compared to some people, with the fact that I actually watched the season 2 premiere almost immediately. I think literally immediately after finishing season 1 for the first time. So I had started season 1 a long time ago, but really only watched like 5 minutes of the first episode, and so I finally got around to watching the actual show. So I feel like I have season 1 more fresh in mind, which means it might be more easy for me to compare season 1 to season 2 because it's still pretty fresh in my head. And I will kind of do that throughout this video as well. It also shouldn't be a crazy long video, given that we're reviewing one episode, of a show, like a 40-minute episode, not the whole actual season, because it comes out weekly. Yet again, as obviously streamers have appeared to move off from dropping all their episodes at once anymore, unless, well, they don't have faith in the show, which makes it, So that did not happen this time. But anyways, yes. So the season 2 premiere, I don't, in the most general terms possible, I'll say I didn't mind it. It wasn't bad. I didn't think it hit as well as the first season's premiere, if I'm being honest. I feel like the first season's premiere, that hooked me, which you might be surprised because, I said I started a long time and over finished. But to be fair, by start, I mean literally like a minute in. So like when I actually watched the season 1 premiere, I immediately went right into the next episodes. Like I didn't want to stop. It pulled me in, I guess is what you'd say. And while this premiere isn't bad and it does set stuff up, it really does feel like it's just set up, which, it depends on the arguments you make nowadays, because maybe it's more and more common with streamer shows because they feel like they have you for the whole show anyways, so they can kind of not have a payoff in an episode, even a premiere. But I did feel like something was kind of missing this time. It was a lot of dialogue pieces, a lot of just exposition through talking. Like there wasn't any action scenes to show us. Like, they could have done anything like that just to spice it up a little bit, like maybe show him fighting to get him kicked out of to have him not be invited into the Justice Gang, as they call it now from the Superman movie, or anything like that, just to show, instead of showing where they are now and just saying what's going on, like maybe show some more of that stuff. Just a little more action maybe. I know it's not, Peacemaker season 1 wasn't like, Avengers level, like there's this action all the time, but there was action in it. It wasn't just comedy. And I feel like this time it went a little too dialogue heavy, but like I said, this is just one episode, so it doesn't. I've seen some takes get a little wild where they're already like ruling season 2 a disappointment on arrival or something. Like there's a lot more of this show left. I don't think it's fair. We've seen lots of shows, honestly, where the pilots tend to be some of the weaker episodes of shows. That very often happened, at least in the old era of television pilots. But, just being harsh, I guess, trying to be more critical than just saying I liked it. Because, it's true, I did like it, but that's kind of a boring, there's no point in me filming just to say, hey, you know what, I liked it, goodbye, see you later. So, yeah, just kind of nitpicking some stuff. I thought the intercom joke part, that was pretty early in the episode, and it wasn't bad, but obviously that was something they kind of showed in the trailers already, and to me it just didn't land as well as it could have, I guess, if that makes sense. Not that you can have Isabella Marcet in any show and I'll be very happy about it, but it just wasn't, I don't know, it didn't hit as hard as maybe it could have. Like a rejection of the Justice Gang could have been played differently or used better, maybe, in my opinion. The vigilante scene where he calls oh no! See, now I'm very bad at this. But the larger tech support guy, I'm sorry for forgetting his name. That's bad on my part. I'll hit that Peacemaker cast and I'll get all these names right. See, so other YouTubers would do this off camera and then just act like they never forgot any characters. There you go, Economos. There you go. See, it's a name that's pretty easy to remember. For some reason it slipped my mind. Economos. That whole scene where they were talking on the phone felt kind of pointless. Like, obviously there's jokes in these episodes, and there's going to be jokes anyways, but I just don't think the whole owl bit landed as hard as maybe they had hoped. At least for me personally. Obviously, we know comedy is subjective, but once again, just basing off one episode, I feel like I definitely laughed more in most episodes of season 1 than I did in the premiere of season 2. The elephant in the room of the season, the giant orgy scene for no reason was very odd. I'm not a prude or anything, so I'm not going to be like clutching my pearls or anything, but it did feel kind of just there for shock factor, which, I mean, maybe that's what this is. Obviously, it's not like they shied away from being TVMA the first time around, but it was like, this felt just like, oh, the boys did it, so let's do it. But it just obviously doesn't, it wasn't set up the same, so it doesn't feel the same. And I don't think they're going to get like, maybe they were hoping for more attention from that than maybe they actually are getting. I don't know. But yeah, that was just kind of randomly in there too. But I kind of like, they set the premise up for the rest of the season. So that's important. That's what a pilot should do. To be fair, I think season 1 gave you a little less, which maybe is good. I don't know. It depends on what you're into, but they didn't reveal everything right away in the first season's premiere. This season's premiere, they technically don't, but with a lot of the stuff, like after credit stuff, and even this James Gunn and them talking, if you let it keep rolling, there's a lot of you kind of get the idea of what's happening already. They do that sizzle reel that kind of shows a lot of stuff. It's like, I would have maybe liked to be a little more surprised by some things, but overall, I like this idea of there's potential there in this show. Now we're dealing with a healthy version of his father and his brother being alive in like a stable household, and working with them and seeing kind of where it will inevitably go wrong, because obviously, I mean, there's I should have mentioned at the beginning, there's spoilers. It's spoiler heavy, this video, so I'll put that in the title or in the description, so hopefully people aren't thrown off guard by that. I guess I just wanted to talk about the premiere. I feel like TV episodes are different. I guess you've had like 4 or 5 days to watch it if you wanted to, and I just kind of wanted to vent about it a little bit, but forgive me for not saying it earlier. But yes, his versions of his dad and brother are in the premiere. We're playing with interdimensional stuff already. I guess it's technically a good callback because they introduced that interdimensional closet thing in the first season of Peacemaker, and obviously we kind of see that as a big storyline in Superman, the movie, which I haven't reviewed yet. I don't know if I might have missed the boat on that one, but I can do it if anyone's interested, or maybe I'll just do it for the heck of it anyways, as it's not as many movies in theaters catching my eye at the moment. But yeah, so anyways, I just don't know where to go from here. I think I'm excited still about how this show is going, but I just don't think the premiere hit as hard as the first season's premiere. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that's fair? Do you think this was kind of a mid to okay episode? Like, I didn't blow my socks off. It didn't get me as excited. I'm not on the edge of my seat waiting for the next episode, kind of like I felt like I would have been if I had to wait for the first season. Granted, I didn't have to because, like I said, I watched it very recently. And maybe it's not fair to compare the first season to the second, but it's kind of what you do naturally in a TV show. So I'd just say, as of now, season 2, their first episode, I didn't like as much as the season 1's first episode. But we have a whole season left, and we'll see kind of where they go from here. They claim there's world-building stuff. We'll see. I hope it's not too crazy, because I think a lot of people are kind of tired of the multiverse, and it's not DC's fault per se. Obviously, this is a whole new relaunch of their universe, but Marvel messed with it, and a lot of other companies messed with it, and it's kind of grown thin for a lot of people. So hopefully it doesn't become a lot of multiverse stuff for the future of this DCU, but time will tell. Like we said, this is only the 3rd project in the DCU, and technically it's one they brought over and tweaked one scene in the beginning. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys. This is a shorter video, well, for me anyways. I rambled a lot. I would give it I'd say the premiere is like a 6. I'd give it a 6 out of 10. Slightly above average, better than other premieres I've seen, but to me it didn't live up to the season 1's premiere, and I feel like it lacked some things that would have made it more fun. It feels like it fits in the larger puzzle, but as an episode trying to stand alone, it doesn't fit as well, because there's just not like a intact arc in the episode, if that makes sense. And it's pretty common nowadays, to be fair. But it's just, if for some reason it felt more noticeable this time. I felt like, wow, this is really just all dialogue setup. Like, we're just explaining everything that's gonna happen the rest of it. This is the dialogue episode. What do you? Oh, that's gonna drive me crazy. The exposition episode. This is the premiere was the exposition episode, not exhibition. English, man, it's hard. All right, so once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on this season premiere, what you thought about the first season as well, or anything you just want to talk about, movies or TV, or what you'd want me to review, or anything like that. Thank you so much. This is Preston signing out. See you guys later.